Hello again. This is going to be my first four-parter, potentially even going to have more, with Scott Patrylack. We just left off dropping a huge bomb where I get to excitedly join in all of the Yuletide shenanigans as being the storyteller, kicking off at 5 p.m. on December 10th here downtown St. Joe, Missouri, as the storyteller for the Krampus Parade. Otherwise, Scott, what else do you got for us about what to expect in the Krampus Parade or just the preceding evening?
The Krampus Parade itself is literally that. There will be a few of us dressed as Krampus or in Krampus attire,
Nice.
if you will. Feel free to dress up if you're coming out to see the shenanigans and join in. We're going to do a parade around the downtown square, right there at the Felix Street Square. We're going to pretty much just right around the block and then coming back, and then I think we're doing Fire Tribe. Fire Tribe is actually, I believe, doing a performance.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay, if I remember right from general Scandinavian areas, and I think particularly the one I remember catching was Icelandic. I've been wrong before. But essentially they had the Krampus Run, or the Fire Festival, and it was a big Krampus Parade-esque, but like this whole Icelandic village gets super to-do about it, and they get super excited, and the town dresses up as Krampuses. Mm-hmm. They run like in Spain, running with the bulls kind of thing, down to this kick-ass sized fire pit where a bunch of other dudes are waiting around. They start seeing the Krampuses, throw some torches in the fire, and then start grabbing out torches and handing to the Krampuses, and there's this big circle pit of fire-wielding Krampuses.
Yes.
More to come. I'm sure I need to do a little more research on 100%, verbatim style accuracies, but that was what I remember picking up from this little tidbit I'd caught, and it just sounds so fucking cool.
Right, yeah.
And, obviously there's a lot of pagan origin. The whole point of the circling and the running around is to get all of the fire to follow you, so you're painting with light, and you complete the wheel of the year, because Yuletide is supposed to be the end of the year's completion, and the circle that the world makes around the sun, all that jazz. The point of casting the massive bonfire is also representative of trying to reignite the new light from the light of the year that had burned out at the end to bring back the sun, obviously representing the long, cold, harsh, dark winters.
Yep.
And just craziness.
Yes, I'm very excited for this. It's going to be fantastic, man. I went. Let's see. My partner and I took our son 2 or 3 years ago when they did their very first one. I want to say maybe 2019.
First what?
Krampus Parade.
Who did it first?
What? There was one here in town.
And I missed it.
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah. They did it 1 year and then COVID hit, and so they haven't been able to do it since. So the person that we are helpers. We are not putting all of this on ourselves by any means. No, there are a lot of other people involved in this.
As far as corresponding small businesses?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Man, I don't want to say the wrong
that's fine.
business name.
No, totally understand. We'll just leave it at that. That
cool.
there are other
there are other
downtown businesses that are going to incorporate their
absolutely
efforts. Awesome.
Yes. There's quite a few of us actually.
Awesome.
Yes. It's a big group effort this year. We're really trying to make it something bigger than it had the opportunity to be the first year and then got shut down. So we're trying to really bring it back full swing, make it fun, make it awesome.
Yeah.
Make it happen every year.
The way that you referenced it as a Krampus parade, my brain first went to like just a pub crawl, which I thought would still be just as kick-ass.
Right.
Everyone like invading, all these different little bars as Krampuses and stuff. And I talk about fuck your figgy pudding, get us a pint, and then we'll get out of here.
This one's gonna be more family friendly.
Family friendly.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
Right. The Fire Tribe always does a fantastic job. I've seen them a handful of times just around town over the years, man, and they always do a great show.
Baller.
It's always a good time.
That'll be exciting. I'm glad that there's still that element obviously thrown in, even though there's not like a bonfire at the end of the parade or anything, but at least there's still going to be that incorporated element. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's so much getting connected.
Yes.
What are your own, and if this is too much, man, that's fine. What are your own, pagan involvements? I hope this is making sense. So, I got pretty spoiled. It was like a Christmas present 2 or 3 years ago. Actually, I think it was this past year, actually. It was that Ancestry.com or 23andMe or whatever.
Gotcha.
And I learned so much about the percentage of Irish, the percentage of Scottish, the percentage that I have Icelandic.
Oh, nice.
Like, I am very Nordic heavy. And so, not only in 2015 when I first started following Norse paganism, you know,
Right.
and it just keeps growing for me, not just as a religion, but like, holy crap, I've got a lot of background in this,
Right.
that this was an ancestral thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had to laugh when my mom continues to really do a lot of hardcore research, and she made a joke about me being a real son of a witch, and I caught it. It caught me off guard. Like, what are you talking about? And we're fucking related to Martha Carrier, one of like the first Salem, Massachusetts witch to be tried, convicted, and executed.
Oh shit!
So that
Well,
was
that's
so
fucking cool. All right.
you know. And then
Yeah, that's fantastic.
yeah, and then my mom works with kids, and it was just too funny that she got to go in and have whatever day she had, and it was a real rough day for her. And all the kids, you know, they already know that she's real big into her lineage and the ancestry stuff. And whenever she had, you know, got this big excited announcement about teasing all the kids about, like, don't make me start casting spells on you now. It's in my blood, you know. And it was just funny. It was like, God, that's so cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know, and then it was nicer to tie back in for myself to think, like, hey, I found Norse paganism kind of on my own. Obviously,
Right.
you know, military influences, a lot of infantry, military, at least in the army side of things, a lot of guys start to kind of side with the idea of paganism, or at least Norse belief, because
Right.
of, you know, Odin and his selected few that pass away and die in battle, and
Right.
returning and regathering with your kinship in Valhalla, and a lot of that brotherly camaraderie, that there are plenty of dudes that, you know, that are still here versus the ones that have left, and the guys that are still here that I may know, and I didn't stay in long enough to meet the people that they knew that had passed away, and to see it kind of, you know, eat them up. And some of those guys will be like, man, 6 years, brother, having a second beer tonight for you. And they're talking about those guys that they knew, and it's like, man, you know, that it was like a real deep camaraderie, and really brought to light the old saying that I remember hearing, not really growing up, but just as younger, where it was like, blood is thicker than water. I loved learning that that's incomplete. The entirety of the saying is that the blood of the coven is thicker than the water of the womb. And I loved it because it doesn't matter who you're born into, it's who you choose to love and put down your life for that makes them family.
It's your chosen family.
Yeah, and that hit so much harder with being in the military in a big old circle, but yeah.
Yeah, that's fair, yeah.
Super cool, and that's where those things all kind of connected in me and led me into how strong I feel about my Norse pagan belief and everything.
Right.
And so I'm just kind of curious where, you know, your experience in a pagan environment, or what led you into your own experience with that and your belief system, whatever it may be, or however it may have evolved.
Oh, man. So there's a lot of backstory there. I'm going to try to chop that up and make it as short as possible.
Man, we'll do a part 5.
So I was, I wouldn't even say I was raised Christian necessarily. My dad's not really a believer. My mom's questionable. So like a lot of friends from school, and then oddly enough, when I was in public school in the 7th and 8th grade, there was a guy there that ran like a youth thing for like a Christian youth thing, and he would be there in our lunchroom helping serve lunch and like talk about God and shit. And now that looking back, that seems really fucked up to me. But
I've heard some additional stories lately of the organization he was involved in. I know who you're talking about.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You went through the same public school system
Yeah.
I did around here,
Oh,
so
yeah.
you know. But yeah, so like I got involved in a bunch of that, and then as I got older and moved out and got on my own and started looking at things from kind of an outside point of view, looking in, like I stopped going to church and stuff, and like this started like really analyzing the shit that I was taking for truth, and being like, well, hold on, do I even really believe this? Like, does this even resonate with me? And you know, so like I had to step away from that because like none of it made sense anymore. Like I really, like, to me personally, like it no longer meant what everyone else thought it should.
Yeah.
Is what I felt like. So from there, man, I started exploring everything. Like I dove deep into Norse mythology for a long time. Buddhism. I did a lot of meditation and yoga meditation and everything. I really got into that for a long while. I found Satanism, Selfness. Yeah. I enjoy all of it, really. Like, I think it's cool. I think there's definitely a learning aspect from every... There's something to learn from every religion, if you will, or spiritual belief system. There is a good message that could help you if you can find it in that. Mm-hmm. And like, I'm not gonna shit on anyone's beliefs. If you believe in God or Christ or whatever, like, that's cool. If that makes you a better person, if that makes you the best you can be, fuck yeah, do that. It didn't work for me.
Yeah.
So I mean, personally, I stepped away.
That's the craziest thing. I've got a pretty close buddy who, I don't think I know that his heart's in the right place. Mm-hmm. Essentially, is the best way I can word this. Mm-hmm. But he'll 2 or 3 times in like the 3-4 years I've known him, so he doesn't just hound me. He always just still open-ended offers, like, hey man, you ever want to pop down to church, let me know, we're happy to pick you up or whatever and all that jazz. And I'm like, I've gone to the church that you're asking me to go back to and I'm good. I've had my experience there. It wasn't negative. I've just moved on in life and I've learned different things that resonated so much deeper and more solid with me.
That's fair.
That I have nothing against that decision for people to go to that church and affiliate with those people. Right. And I believe that at this point there's been a total 180. It's totally different people in charge and all that jazz. So
right.
But I'm pretty sure essentially the message over there is probably still the same, which is another thing where it's like, you know what, again, to each their own. If that's where you find happiness, great.
Right.
But it I don't know. It's not that he doesn't accept me saying no. It's just the entertaining thought of like, you know that I've said I'm good. I know that you've already told me it's open that when if I decide I'm ready or if I want to that I can.
Right.
You're good. Like I don't need the reminder. It's all right. You know. I love talking to him because he'll send me stuff on TikTok that's not like Christianity encouraging, but it is the coolest breakdown shit. He sent me one about like Hebrewism, whatever the name of the language is for Jews. Name of the language, I guess, is Hebrew for Jewish people.
Okay,
but it was like the breakdown of like 4 fucking, I'm gonna call them hieroglyphs, and that's probably inappropriate, but like Hebrew text.
Okay,
right?
Yeah.
And he was like, cool, so these lines make up this character, which is made up of these 3 characters. I was like, oh shit, so there's like 3 sentences in this character, which is a word.
Yeah.
And that just, I was like, boom, awesome. Holy shit, dude, tell me more.
Yeah.
And I was all for it, like, this is just deeper educational learning shit.
Yeah,
I was like, that's cool.
It's fucking interesting.
And I have no issues talking with him. And I love laughing at him sometimes, not directly or more metaphorically, but we'll be talking about book of Revelations and the end times and how out of nowhere a bowl's just gonna fucking get dumped on us. And I'm thinking, where the fuck does this extraterrestrial bowl come from? and this homie, he loves it. We go into talking about biblically accurate angels, and it's awesome. These Lovecraftian horror shows, where no shit, the first thing it tells you is don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you see this fucking floating set of independently moving gears with eyes and wings, I'm probably going to take a shit right where I'm at.
I'm trying to grab a picture of it, man. That'd make a rad tattoo. Rad.
And then the not Demogorgon size things, the Chimera style. The beast with the head of a lion and the legs of a goat with the tail of the serpent and the dual head of a ram.
Yeah, dude.
It's like, god damn.
That's some sick shit.
And it's like, and yet Christians want to say don't do fucking drugs. And it's like, how stoned were these people?
Bro, you had to be on drugs.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a theory that when Moses was up getting the tablets from the burning, like at the burning bush situation, that bush was actually an acacia bush.
Okay, yeah.
Which is rich in DMT, which is a psychedelic
and he was
drug.
Just getting contact.
And he was just getting fucked on DMT for days up there.
Awesome.
Contacting aliens and all sorts of shit. No wonder he came back with information.
Everybody, thanks for popping in for this episode. There's more than likely going to be another one coming at you, and you just stay tuned.